Let me give you a story. We had a wedding to do on Block Island, and this goes back many years ago, and we were invited to be guests at this wedding. And we decided we were going to go. We brought the cake over by boat to Block Island. We put the cake on the table. We went back to the room to change to be a guest at this event, but we got a phone call. The cake is tilting. It is not straight. Well, of course, at that point, knowing who the client was and the crowd that was going to be there, we immediately put our clothes back on and ran over to see what was the problem. And Ben said, "Get me a glass half filled with water, please." He put it on the table. He said, "It's not my cake. It's your table that is listing." We propped up the table and the cake was perfect. It was a Kennedy wedding. Hello, I'm Sylvia Weinstock. I was a kindergarten teacher and then I went into the wedding cake business. And I am a cancer survivor of breast cancer and now of lung cancer. I was in business for almost 40 years and we got into all the wonderful hotels and we did cakes for just about every famous name that you could think of. We did football players, basketball players, LeBron James. I love them when they're so tall. 1980. I found a lump in the breast and I went to the doctor and he said, "We'll watch it." I said, "We don't watch anything. We go for a biopsy." And the biopsy showed cancer. And I said, "Okay, this is what we do next." So we went into the hospital and we had a mastectomy. I'll tell you an interesting story about that. During the time I was in the hospital, a very good friend of ours had a photo show on 68th Street. I wanted to go to the photo show, and they kept you in the hospital for several days. So I said to my husband, "Bring me a two-piece dress." I got dressed, I put the tubes in the pocket, I had a pocketbook, I put another tube and a container in that, and we slipped out of the hospital. That was Mount Sinai. And I went for 1 hour to the show. I came back into the bed, but I got caught because my chemotherapist was looking for me, Ezra Greenspan, and he couldn't find me, and he was angry. And the hospital had an alert out for me. And I said, "Does that mean that you won't take me as a patient?" He said, "I absolutely will take you. You've got spirit and you will survive." And he was right. I did survive. Cancer changed my life for the better. It gave me a better perspective. It taught me a couple of things, that you cherish what you have, not what you don't have, and that you strive to make each day wonderful, and you also try to make somebody else's life wonderful. And to this day, every day, I have a vodka drink. And I think that is my chemotherapy too.